Welcome to The Gathering. We are glad that you are joining us for this time of sharing what God has been up to at MDUMC so far in 2023 as we learn, live, give, and serve together. You'll notice that the format of this gathering is virtual. The reports and witnesses have all been pre-recorded to be shared out via our website, mdumc.org/gathering. Our hope is to reach more members with this format of sharing information. Beyond this pre-recorded content, we have created live events to answer questions and hear from you. We encourage you to attend one of our 3 coffee and conversations on Tuesday, May 23rd. They will be held at 8 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 7 p.m. At each coffee and conversation, members of leadership will be available to visit with you about any topic of MDUMC. Also, we are sharing out a link to the entire presentation and shorter clips from each report. We hope that you'll consider sharing some of the content of the gathering with others via your social media platforms of choice. You never know whose life might be touched by the faith witness you share. As we briefly review activities that have taken place in 2023, my mind flashes back from leadership breakfast in January to Ogdos and rodeo days in March, to the Easter parade at the weekday school, to commissioning a mission team to Belize, and who can forget the blessings of Easter? The faithfulness and pageantry of Holy Week and Easter were on full display. And Bible studies, beautiful concerts on both campuses, all of these punctuated the seasons as we began the year. We have been abundantly blessed by the numerous ways to grow and learn during the first several months of the year, and we are thankful for all of those who made these numerous events possible. As we reflect over the first few months of 2023, we are so thankful for the many people who have shaped MDUMC into what it has become. Some people have been very visible, and others have done their work often behind the scenes. But all of them have been led by the Holy Spirit to build faith in others through MDUMC. As we reflect on this year so far, we have had 3 retirements at MDUMC that we celebrate. We are incredibly thankful for Vicki Harris, Sherry Kelly, and Ann Abels. Vicki Harris, our Director of Spiritual Formation, retired at the end of February after 18 years of service and leadership. Vicki's dedication to ministry has been endless, and we are thankful for the ways that she has helped to shape discipleship at MDUMC through studies, classes, groups, and other ways to connect. Vicki plans on spending her time with her son Ryan and their grandchildren Hudson and Harper. We wish Vicki a happy and healthy retirement and thank her for her friendship and service to MDUMC. Sherry Kelly served as our Director of Singles, Older Adults, and Caring Ministries. Sherry retired at the end of April after almost 25 years of service and leadership. Sherry's dedication to ministry has impacted countless people over her time at MDUMC. We are so grateful for the many ways Sherry has facilitated growth in her ministry areas and created so many opportunities for our members to interact, worship, pray, and support each other. Sherry is excited to start the next phase of her life, which includes travel, volunteering, spending time with family, and even pickleball here at MDUMC. Ann Abels, our Director of Music and Fine Arts, will be retiring on June 4th after nearly 45 years of music ministry, including 29 years here at MDUMC. Ann has not only given excellent leadership to our traditional music program, but also embodied true faithfulness and humility throughout her ministry. Though we will truly miss her leadership in the chancel on Sunday mornings, we will see her around campus at MDUMC. as this will continue to be her and Phil's church home. We are incredibly thankful for each of these faithful servants and the faith they have built in our lives. Even long-known transitions can cause concern, but we hope that the celebration of each of these amazing careers will instead help us reflect on the many ways God has been faithful through MDUMC. And we look forward with joy to how God will continue to be faithful through MDUMC in our future. The experience and leadership cultivated through the decades and the shared experiences in our community are not replaceable. All we can do is bless those retiring and bring in leaders that we hope will also embody the culture that these three amazing women have helped set. We are hiring persons called to serve God through MDUMC and people who embody our core values by being faithful, humble, and innovative. It will take time for each of them to grow into the roles as it did for Vicki, Sherry, and Ann. But we are confident that with your loving support and God's steadfast faithfulness, the future of MDUMC continues to shine brightly as we learn, live, give, and serve together. Please join me in expressing your gratitude to Ann and placing Sunday, June 4th on your calendar. As we have been blessed to learn from these three staff members, we are blessed as a community of faith to be surrounded with exceptional staff persons, clergy, mentors, and friends who help us grow through learning. During this gathering, we will focus on faith building through the opportunities we have for learning. Learning together in all age groups is an important way that we make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. We will also share work from the Learning Living team and reports from our committees and lay leader. We'll also share stories of inspiration from members who have been blessed by the learning opportunities at MDUMC through the years. Recently, we completed our journey through the Gospel of Matthew. The Gospel of Matthew concludes with the Great Commission. Following the resurrection, Jesus commands his disciples to go and make disciples of all the nations. At MDUMC, our mission is to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. Jesus calls us to baptize and teach all that he commanded us. And as we focus on learning, we continue the work of those early disciples commanded by Jesus to teach love and grace to a love-starved world. I pray that the information in this gathering is a blessing to you and inspires you to engage in the opportunities for learning at MDUMC as we learn, live, give, and serve together. We look to the future, to all the events coming up this summer, whether it be with our children and Vacation Bible School, or we think about our youth as they'll go to work camp and have summer staff come in, or we get ready for Super Place Camp and the numerous other ways that things like Sacred Weekend Ministry gives us an opportunity to serve. All the various ways this summer we have to be engaged in experiences that help us learn together and grow together as faithful disciples of Jesus Christ. We are so excited about what God is doing this summer and this fall, and we hope that this time together, this gathering, although virtual, inspires you to get involved and find a way to participate during these summer and fall months in the work and faithfulness of God here at MDUMC.
Hello, my name is Sean Kennedy. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for MDUMC. Thank you for taking the time to watch the gathering. I'm here to give you a snapshot of what has happened in our church in April and for the year to date. First, I'd like to talk about attendance. As you see by the summary, these numbers do not include Easter. Our average attendance on the classic side was 413 in person and 198 people online. The in-person attendance was off by about 12% from last year, but the online attendance was up by over 41%. We are still behind the 5-year average, but we are growing in our total numbers. Our average attendance for the journey was 529 in person a week and 146 people online. The in-person attendance was off by about 10%, but the online average attendance was up by almost 42%. In-person at the journey is ahead of the 5-year average by 25%, as the online average decreased by 35%. Now for Easter. The Classic service saw 1,083 people in attendance and 307 people online. The journey had 1,934 people in attendance and 179 people online. Both campuses had an increase over last year. Online viewership was down for Classic, but slightly up online. 423 people attended all combined services. That is 12.5% increase over 2022. These are exciting numbers in the life of our church. In other exciting news, we had 84 confirmands in April and 12 new members join. For the year, we have 137 new members join our MDUMC family. Unfortunately, we have lost 18 of our members. We had 2 new baptisms in April for a total of 25 year to date. Now on to generosity. Generosity saw a 19.6% increase in April over last April. This year in April, we saw a little less than $420,000 versus $351,000 given. Year-to-date giving is $1,386,986 versus $1,346,731, and we are just shy of 3% over last year to date. Giving measured against the 5-year average for April was flat, and the year-to-date is behind by 2.7%. April revenue, this includes generosity, was up by 14.7% over last April and ahead of the 5-year average by 1.7%. Year-to-date revenue is up by 2.8% over last year. Expenditures were slightly down from April 2023 to April 2022. Year-to-date, we have spent 4.4% over last year. This is due to some unexpected repair and replacement costs, as well as increased salaries over last year. I hope you find this information helpful. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at seankennedy@mdumc.org. Thank you again for joining.
Welcome to the gathering. Thanks for joining us. I want to share with you some things that have been on my mind for the vision and future of Memorial Drive United Methodist Church. First, in 2022, our pledge giving came in at less than our projection. I've been working with management to reset our goals for our 2023 expenditures to match this lower giving level. Because, as with most churches, we benefited from the federal government paying 8 weeks of our payroll in both 2020 and in 2021, and because of substantial retained earnings from our West Campus retail tenants, we can cover these operating budget deficits. Further, in times of rising interest rates, we are fortunate not to be carrying any substantial debt. Management and the Finance Committee are working to tighten our belts until our giving recovers to be in line with prior years. Personally, I think our giving will recover. Second, while the COVID-19 pandemic is mostly over, our Sunday sanctuary in-person attendance has not recovered to where I would like to see it. I'm very pleased that the recently assembled Classic Worship Leadership Team is working on making our sanctuary services as meaningful and as inviting as they can be. To meet the needs of all, we need to have the most attractive worship opportunities in both our contemporary and in our classic services. Third, we are working with our retail tenants on our West Campus to give us maximum flexibility for potential expansion of our worship and education space on the West Campus. At the same time, I do not want to lose any of the important tenant revenue stream prematurely. We should either be using that space for worship and education, or we should be renting it to tenants, and I don't want any of our West Campus space to go dark. Fourth and finally, we're taking steps in 2023 to test the viability of a capital campaign launch in 2024. We launched our last big capital campaign, the Key Campaign, in 2012, and we launched the Make Room campaign in 2015. We need a capital campaign to address capital investment needs on both of our campuses. As always, I'm interested in what you think about these topics that are top of mind for me. Thank you for your faithfulness to Memorial Drive United Methodist Church, and thank you for all you do as we work together to make disciples of Christ for the transformation of the world.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Blaine, and I am blessed to have the opportunity to lead the MDUMC Church Council. I would like to take just a few minutes to provide you with an update regarding our work. Most recently, we conducted a deep dive into our role as members of Church Council. With the Book of Discipline as our guide, we examined the makeup of Church Council and had a robust discussion about our collective roles in guiding the church. We agreed that we should have an onboarding meeting each January for new committee members. We have also spent considerable time discussing facilities, grades such as the repaving of the West Campus parking lot and ongoing repairs at the main campus. We have also received an update on technology and network upgrades to the internet and phone systems. MDUMC has engaged Horizons to work with us on a broader stewardship program, leading us to a capital campaign. An audit is currently underway and will help inform the timing of the capital campaign, which will likely launch in the late fall. And finally, we held our first gathering of 2023 on February 26th. We decided to do something a little different this time by spending the first 45 minutes on presentations focused on missions. New to the format of the gathering, we created time for people to have small group conversations with MDUMC staff while enjoying a piece of cake. We gained lots of interesting insight and feedback that will help us guide future messaging and actions. We very much appreciate everyone who was able to attend. It was really a great way to engage our church family. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the gathering. Until next time, we wish you all well and look forward to seeing you soon.
Good evening. My name is Kristen Kozel. I am the chair of the Board of Trustees here at MDUMC. I have a couple of updates on projects we have been working on recently to make improvements on and around our campuses. First, based on an audit of our parsonage, we recently completed renovations that included a kitchen remodel and new countertops, updates to plumbing and electrical, painting, and updated cabinetry. Second, the trustees recently approved a much-needed IT upgrade on campus that will bring our phone system and our internet capabilities up to date, as well as give us flexibility to grow and secure our data in the future as our needs evolve. We are currently waiting for the equipment to arrive to start the cabling and hardware upgrades, and then the cloud migration will begin this month. We should have this project completed in the next 4 to 5 weeks. The trustees are currently conducting their annual ADA accessibility audit, insurance coverage review, multi-year maintenance planning, and security updates. If you have any questions about projects discussed today or any facility needs you would like to bring to our attention, please reach out to me or any member of the Board of Trustees, and we are happy to discuss with you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Garner, and I'm pleased to provide this update on behalf of the Finance Committee. Having attended MDUMC since my childhood, this church is near and dear to my heart and has always been an important part of my life. It's an honor to have this opportunity to continue to learn, live, give, and serve within this wonderful church. Before providing the update from the Finance Committee, I'd first like to say thank you to the membership for your ongoing financial support and generosity. Your financial support is what makes our ministries, programming, services, and support to those in need possible. Sean Kennedy has already shared with you the specific numbers of where things stand financially. As far as giving goes, we're a little bit ahead of last year, which is of course a good thing. That said, last year we fell short of our goals and we're behind our target again this year. At the beginning of the year, we published a budget for the church of $6.3 million, as we believe this is a realistic target for our church and its membership. However, MDUMC isn't immune to the challenges many of us are facing, and based upon giving to date, we have determined it's necessary to scale back our budget to $5.8 million. We are committed to spending your generous contributions in a responsible and transparent manner, and this revised target is realistic as it matches the amount we raised in 2022. Stated more clearly, we're tightening our belts and scaling back our plans for programming, outreach, and facilities as we need to ensure our expenditures match our funds received. Over the coming months, you'll be hearing from me and others more as we explore ways to increase gifts so that we may expand the positive impact MDUMC has on our community. It might surprise you to know that we've received feedback from several members that we don't talk about giving to the church enough. Our clergy, by design, don't talk about money very often during sermons, preferring to focus on the message contained in any given lesson. I agree with this approach, which is why this must be a member-driven effort to increase support for MDUMC. We're exploring ideas to make it easier to give, such as utilizing Venmo, and want to encourage all members to set up recurring, meaningful gifts to help us smooth out the seasonal peaks and valleys we experience. I encourage each of you to take a moment this week to think about the positive impact MDUMC has on your life and our community. Think about how you prioritize your expenditures. Think about the current level of support you provide to MDUMC, and consider increasing your level of support. Giving is a key pillar that makes MDUMC a special place that accomplishes so much. Our collective generosity enables us to share the grace of God, love our neighbors in tangible ways, and make the world a better place. So in closing, we're doing okay financially. However, we believe we can do much better. On behalf of the Finance Committee, the clergy, and the staff, I want to once again thank you for your support and generosity. Without it, we cannot achieve what we have all been called to do. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the gathering. My name is Greg Nelson, and it's an honor to serve as chair of the Staff Parish Relations Committee. The SPRC's core objective is to serve as a bridge between the clergy, staff, and congregation, helping to build and maintain strong relationships between these groups. The committee meets regularly with Dr. Morgan to assess the health of our many ministries and to ensure these clergy and staff have the support they need to keep those ministries running smoothly. In short, the SPRC is concerned with fostering effective communication, collaboration, and teamwork to help us achieve our mission as a church. One of the things that makes our church so special is the devoted team of staff members who work tirelessly to multiply their ministries. This year, we're saying farewell to 4 key members of our MDUMC family who have an incredible 80+ years of combined service to our church. And so we recognize and pay tribute to the dedicated service of Linda Jenkins, Vicki Harris, Sherry Kelly, and Ann Abels. Linda, Vicki, Sherry, and Ann have poured their hearts and souls into our community, and we're so grateful for everything they've done to help us grow and thrive. We'll certainly miss them, but we know they'll always be part of our church family. We send our best wishes to Vicki, Sherry, and Ann on their retirements, and we look forward to continuing to work with Linda in her new role with one of MDUMC's mission partners, Amazing Place. The skills and talents of these staff members will be hard to replace, but plans have been implemented to backfill these critical roles. In consultation with the SPRC, Pastor DeAndre Johnson and Dr. Morgan have crafted these plans to ensure we continue to serve our community effectively and faithfully. You've already been notified via email of the particulars of these changes, and we're delighted that our own Cindy Mood and Kelly Vicente have agreed to expand their existing roles. Cindy's been named the Director of Membership and Learning, and Kelly has been named Director of Life Events. In addition, we're pleased to welcome Danny Attal to the MDUMC family. Danny has assumed the role of Director of Singles and Older Adult Ministries. Danny's a longtime member of MDUMC, and he's excited to take on this role. So please be sure to welcome Danny to the team when you see him. Lastly, Dr. Morgan has convened a search committee to do a thorough search to fill the role of Director of Music and Fine Arts. You'll be pleased to know that because of the great work Ann and her team have done over the years, we've been blessed with many highly qualified candidates who have great interest in the role. The selection process is well underway, and we eagerly anticipate announcing the new Music and Fine Arts Director once the process is complete. Thank you again for tuning into the gathering this quarter. We look forward to our next meeting and welcome any questions you may have between now and then.
Hi, I'm Danny Attal, the new Director of Singles and Older Adult Ministry. Growing up here in the youth group, I've always considered MDUMC my home. As part of the Super Sixers, Sherry Kelly was my confirmation teacher. I was an active youth throughout middle school and high school, where the likes of Steve Craig, Mark Bogart, Kim and Linnell Kennedy, had a big impact on guiding me as a young man in faith. I attended the University of St. Thomas, where I graduated with my bachelor's and master's degree. Now, my wife Carson and I are expecting our first child, a baby girl, this September. It's always been a dream of mine to become a staff member at MDUMC, and I'm excited to continue to serve this amazing community. Some upcoming events we have for our singles and older adult ministry are Soupmobile and Game Night on June 2nd, Singles Dance at the Refuge on June 30th, and our Sacred Week in Missions, or Swim Week, will be taking place this July 24th through 28th. I'm excited to meet everyone here and look forward to seeing you on campus. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cindy Mood. I'm the Director of Membership and Learning here at MDUMC, but I'm not new. My children have been attending the day school, and we've been attending worship and Bible studies for quite a while now. My introduction to church life began long ago. I've been teaching classes and Bible studies since middle school, and in high school I created my own curriculum. I went to a Methodist approved seminary and graduated with my Master's of Divinity in 2015. At the same time, I graduated with my Master's of Science of Social Work from UT Austin. All of this is to say I am passionate about my faith, and I'm passionate about the faith of everyone. The early church, as described in Acts 2, they devoted themselves to teaching, to fellowship, to breaking bread together, and to prayer. And it is in these things that we build our faith and our connection to God and to one another. Learning is not just an option of the church. It's an essential task of faith building, relationship building, and our spiritual life. It is my absolute pleasure to facilitate learning opportunities here at MDUMC so that we can grow together and grow closer to God. You'll begin to see me around Sunday school classes and Bible studies, and a new learning guide will be debuted in the fall. But don't wait to meet me. I am here and I'm eager to meet you and to learn from you. Please come by my office, send me an email, or call me on the phone. This is an open invitation for us to get connected. I look forward to learning with you.
Here at MDUMC, we believe deeply that life is better together, meaning that our lives in Christ find their deepest fulfillment in and through our connection to one another. Now, you may have noticed that some of our means of connection, whether it be Shelby Arena or Kindred Giving or the Instant Online Directory or the MDUMC mobile app, these have kind of lost their original purpose or become defunct or fallen into disuse. Some of this has been because of issues with the technology itself, and some because our ministry needs shifted and necessitated something different than these applications could offer. So, with that in mind, we've been working hard over the last few months to clean up and to migrate all of our various systems and means of communication into one comprehensive, cohesive whole so that we might more effectively engage congregational care and community life. So friends, I'm excited to announce and introduce you to Touchpoint. Touchpoint is our new all-in-one membership database and online directory that has been customized for MDUMC to make it easier for our ministries to collaborate and easier for you to access and manage your own information and involvement with MDUMC. So beginning in June, this new app will be available to every church member as both a web-based portal and as a mobile application where, just like your mobile banking app, you'll be able to access the online church directory, manage yours and your family's information, manage your giving, check in for worship or for Sunday school, RSVP for a Bible study, access the live stream, and generally stay up to date on church events. Friends, this new application will be your all-in-one stop for connecting and reconnecting to MDUMC. I hope you'll be on the lookout for information coming in the next few weeks on how you can download the app and how you can connect with MDUMC and discover again that life is better together.
Friends, as we look forward to the summer, we are so excited to have some of our summer staff here. Summer staff, what are y'all most looking forward to?
We're thrilled about being faith builders.
We are John and Jennifer Meesey. We have been married for almost 48 years and have 3 grown children, all living in the Houston area. We have 2 grandchildren who are 21 and 18 years old and have another one on the way. We are really excited about having this little one around.
I'm a retired, or mostly, petroleum geologist, and Jennifer's still a full-time wife, mother, and grandmother. We moved to Houston from Amarillo in 2018 to be closer to our children. But this isn't the first time we've lived in Houston, and not the first time we've been members at MDUMC. We lived here in the early 1990s, then we moved to Anchorage, Alaska, and later to Amarillo. When we decided to move back to this part of the city, we knew for sure that our church home would have to be MDUMC. We were blessed to find the Roots Sunday School class soon after we arrived here, and they have been such a big part of our lives. Although this group has been together for many years, they are eager to accept new members into their fold, as they did with us. We also have found that playing pickleball here at the church with some of the members of our class and others is not only a fun thing to do, but also provides a unique way to enjoy Christian fellowship. We have found so many ways to connect with our class members and are so blessed to be a part of it. We also enjoy the unique worship opportunities provided by our church.
We attend both the traditional service and the journey service and have found that each one offers a special way to worship. While we're away traveling, we can watch the services online and even call into our Roots class to hear the lesson and listen to all the latest news about everyone.
There are so many ways to grow your faith as a member of MDUMC, such as attending worship services, volunteering, and participating in Bible studies, and many more.
I recently enjoyed being a part of a study about women of the Bible, where I learned the stories of these special women that were an important part of biblical history. Through participating in this series, I also made several new friends.
As we learn more about God's will through our involvement within the church, it is important that we carry out His call to take His message to our community and the rest of the world. The lessons we learn through our classes, sermons, and mission work help us to know we must reach out beyond the walls of our church to bring Christ's teaching to others and show others how God's mercy, grace, and love are everlasting.
In every church we have belonged to, we believed it was essential and necessary to be involved in the church, whether it's through Sunday school, choir, mission work, church committee, participation, or volunteering. Becoming a true Christian is much more than just attending church. We believe that being involved here at MDUMC has given us that true sense of belonging. We are also blessed that there are so many opportunities at MDUMC to help the church do God's work.
We would tell other people who might be hesitant to find a Sunday school class or to attend a Bible study within the church to open your minds to the possibilities of experiencing God in new ways through finding people that will support you and who will teach you more about your faith to help you become a better Christian.
I'm Jerry Carpenter, and my wife is next to me here is Sunny Carpenter, and on the end there is our daughter Stella. We joined this church about 60 years ago this time of the year, and have been involved in most of the things that go on here.
My passion has always been education, and I've certainly lived all of that at Memorial Drive Church. I was recruited very early by Lucy Collins, who was the director of education at that time, and she asked me to teach, and I taught 7th grade I taught 5th grade, and then I went into training the teachers with laboratory schools, which I taught around Southeast Texas because of Memorial Drive Church, because they prepared me for that. And after that, Lucy Collins asked me to work with adults, so I went into that and did that for a lot of years, and then went into the music program. So I've been involved in the music program. And Stella's been involved in education also. Yes?
Yes. And I was baptized here when I was 6 weeks old. That was my start. And have been here and just love it and grown with the church. But what I've enjoyed most is doing the Vacation Bible School, which I have been a teacher for many years now. I don't even know how many, but it's fabulous and I love it, and I cannot urge everybody, if you have children, come to Vacation Bible School.
I've been a member of the choir for, I don't know, a lot of years, even to the point I'm still singing, and intend to continue singing the concerts, although the older I get, the less energy I have, physical energy that I have. But I love the music so much, and it's just an ingrained part of my life. So I can't imagine God's house without music. And he said, Psalm 101, make a joyful noise. So here we are, singing for God's glory. The range of studies is so broad, because people need different things at different times in their lives. And with the offerings here, whatever you need, it's going to be available within if not right now, perhaps next fall, or you just missed the one last spring, but it will be coming around again, and you know that. Therefore, it's I think it meets a lot of people's needs, and we have a variety of people leading these programs. I think that Jerry would agree with this. It's really important to have ministers that are well educated. Mm-hmm. It's just, we feel like that, I feel like that they are teaching truth and not just their ideas. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree, and I was thinking about, I've often wondered, how did this church get so lucky to have all these people? And I think in this neighborhood, we've just had a lot of people that were intellectually interested in things, curious. So we've had quite a variety of courses offered to us.
It's almost, I'm addicted to Bible study, going on Wednesday. It's helped me. Brad, just cannot say enough good about Brad. But he explains everything, he's funny, he makes it easy to understand with his slides and his discussions, and he stays after on his own time to answer all your questions if you have any, to make sure you understand. And I just love it. I love it. I just can't say enough about it. And I learn, and it just, I read the Bible every day, but he explains it to where if I don't know something, it just helps me, and I just love it. Absolutely love it.
We're really excited to have Brad Morgan in the pulpit. He is I really, really admire his, not only dedication, his education. The fact that he has, he's a brain. But I think anybody that comes to visit would recognize that he is teaching more than we can even absorb at one time. But even our teenagers, Stella was a teenager at Memorial Drive, but the youth program, I think, is outstanding.
Mm-hmm. Now, yes.
Now it's outstanding. Our children, we had 2 children, but our children were earlier. So, but what I am looking at now, these kids, they stay. And if you have something that is that appealing to teenagers, I think that they're apt to stay within the church for their entire lives. And what a testimony that is to somebody here. I'm not involved in that part, but somebody here is doing something right. They go on trips, they produce musical performances, they sing for us. A lot of the teenagers do sing in the choir, in the youth choir. They do youth bells, and of course the children's program is just, what can I say, exceptional, really exceptional. But there's something for all parts of your life. Classes and a place for you to be, to feel like you're a part of something important. So I think that everybody needs that warm feeling of being where they're supposed to be with friends, people that are accepting. I think that's us.
And I don't know of another church who had, not that I've searched around, but I mean, who has pizza with the pastors? Who, I think that's just so great and so cool and so inviting, and, they're just as normal as we are. The people, and just loving and friendly and open, and you can talk to them, and they make you feel like you can talk to them. And then they can get you to open up too, and you thought, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh, well, it came out anyway. That's how they are. They make everybody feel like that. And that's what I want to belong to. And it makes me proud to be a member of this church and tell the rest of the world that I'm a member. And please come. It's great. Like, I think it was Daddy who said, just try it out. It's fabulous.
Friends, thank you again so much for tuning in today to The Gathering, our online version. I hope you will take time to reflect on all the information that was shared with you today, the great stories by our congregation members, and of course our reports by our committee leaders. If you want to learn more about learning opportunities here at MDUMC, it's easy. Go to mdumc.org/learning. You can find book studies and Bible studies and clubs to get connected to. There's a long list of ways to find your way within the life of MDUMC. Another thing we want to invite you to is that on Tuesday, May 23rd, that we're going to be hosting a day of gathering reflection times, where you can come up to the church and meet with us and talk to us about what you listened to, maybe some questions that you have on your mind, and we hope that you will come and join us for those. There's 3 different times. You ready? It's first from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. in Wesley Hall. Then from 12:30 to 1:30, the lunchtime hour, over at the Journey, then back again at Wesley Hall at 7 to 8 p.m. Now, because it's Tuesday, of course, we're going to serve some good food for you all, and it's tacos. We'll have breakfast tacos in the morning, and then a taco bar for lunch and dinner. No cost to you. Just come grab a taco and have a conversation. Childcare will be available for anybody who comes to these things, and we hope that you will gather together with us to reflect on what you learned and to ask any questions about MDUMC's future with the executive team and clergy of MDUMC. Friends, I pray that this has been enlightening to you, and I hope you have a wonderful summer, whatever course of life takes you, and know that you always have a place here at MDUMC to worship and call your home. So let's take a few moments to close in prayer as we wrap up this time. Let's pray. Gracious God, thank you for this time together. Be with us as we go into this next summer months. Encourage us by the stories that we heard, and allow our hearts to be moved and stirred by what you're doing in this community. What a gift it is to witness the way that you are moving all around. So center us, oh God. Be with us and carry us into the next chapter of ministry. All this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Take care. God bless you.